Hi, I'm Lori Allred. Welcome to Inspired by Pinterest, where I surf around Pinterest looking for great creative pins from people all over and bring them to life on each of these episodes. I'm excited today to share this one, mainly because I have teenagers and a lot of incomplete games hanging out at my house, so I had to figure out a way to use them. And on Pinterest, I've seen a lot of Scrabble type pins, so that's kind of where my interest was sparked for this episode. So first we're going to start in my board called Game Boards and Pieces. So from there, let's start off by visiting a couple of pins that I really liked. The first one is this really cool Scrabble coaster, and it's from intimateweddings.com, and they walk you through how they created it. What I thought was really clever, and I'll show you the one that I created, very similar to that, is I took things I was interested in. So I have cold, soda, Dr. P, and iced. They were the only words I could spell that were only 4-letter. So going down, you can see the words. But then I inked my name, L-O-R-I. I thought that was pretty clever. I got it from that blog post. I thought that was cool. And then the next one is actually, we have a lot of games, and you can actually, if you don't have any incomplete games, stop by your local thrift store, secondhand store. You'd be surprised. I picked up a couple of games just before filming this. There were some junior Monopoly games. Just cut them up, and you can recreate just about anything. This blog I'm going to reference is readymade.com. They actually took a Monopoly game board and recreated a really cool jewelry box. And they give you a pattern on how they cut this down to create that box. How fun would that be to create? The next one is actually a game board notebook where they took the same game board and created a little bound notebook. I went ahead and tried that, and I was really excited how it turned out. I actually wished I'd added more paper, and I just used my Zutter Bind It All and created my own little version of that same thing. So I have my Monopoly game board notepad. I thought that was really clever. And that actually I saw is linked to an Etsy store. So if you don't want to make it, you can always go buy it. And I'll give you the links. As always, go to my blog, allreddesign.net, for any of the things I reference on my show. The next one is really fun. They created a charm bracelet from old game pieces, and I'll give the link on my blog. It's a really long one that I can't say, and it is very cool. They used all different things like dice, little game board icon pieces, and so I went in search of charm bracelets and game pieces on Pinterest. Came to a really cute blog called Can't Stop Making Things. And she shows you how she put together a bracelet doing that same thing. In fact, I'm wearing one that I created. This is just from Scrabble pieces. And I'll talk a little bit more on how I did that. And then for a fun, more kind of colorful version, I took some old Monopoly pieces and just drilled holes through them and put jump rings right on them. Put them right on a charm bracelet. Isn't that clever? And I used some wonderful supplies that were sent to me by a scrapbook company called Imagine-S. They're their Magna I-top jewelry pieces. They actually created this so that their tool that creates a magnet would actually adhere to them. But they actually have come in real handy in quite a few of my episodes, so I wanted to give them a shout out. They're what I used for the base of my charm bracelets. Also in past episodes I've used the earrings and the necklace. So thank you, Imagine-S. I appreciate that. So the next one, Scrabble pieces were probably the main source, so one game went a long way. This next pin is actually a link on Etsy, and I loved it. They actually took chalkboard paint and painted right on top of the Scrabble pieces to create little mini chalkboards, and then they created necklaces. So I did something very similar with this, and but I cheated a little. Let me show you how I cheated. Rather than get out my chalkboard paint, because you all know I have some of that, I actually pulled out my chalkboard vinyl, and I actually just cut out a small piece. Really simple. You can use your scissors. There's really no art form to this. Put it right on your tile. Turn it over. Using your X-Acto knife, just run it along the edge to get that nice finished look. Then you have your own little chalkboard tile. Super easy, no paint, no mess, you're done. Easy to do. You can create a bracelet. Here I just created some pieces we can put on something and then wrote with a chalkboard marker or chalk. right on the piece. And like I mentioned, I did that cute charm on my necklace. So the next one is more jewelry ideas from makeantakes.com, and they did another pendant very similar to the chalkboard, but here we've actually covered it with a really cute graphic, and I added this cute little bird charm to it. And these are super easy to do. You're wondering, where do I get the graphics from? I actually found a great place on Etsy. I don't know if you know that they have digital downloads, and I'll give you the link to this shop. It's called Graphic Land, and she creates graphics specifically for Scrabble tile pieces. This is one that I purchased. I think it was $2.99 for the graphics, and she creates them for the large glass tiles or for Scrabble pieces. And all you need to do is cut these out with your scissors. Super simple to do, or your X-Acto knife. You're just going to glue that right on here. I have one that I've done that already. Cut around, and then I like to add a little bit of chalk ink to the edges. This is just chestnut roan. Once I've got that all done, I'm just going to take, you just want to take products similar to diamond glaze or glossy accents. They both do the same thing. And you're going to want to put this right on here. Make sure you leave a really nice coating. The nice thing about these tiles is they're small enough as you're putting this coating right on here. If you get bubbles, you can just push it off the edge. You can actually buy little epoxy covers in the jewelry section of most craft stores that'll go right on the tile. But I find this is easier to access at home. I have a lot of this diamond glaze and glossy accents. Just let those cure overnight, and then you'll have these beautiful shiny charms, just like I have on my bracelet. So here I did all of those and then just drilled a hole through them. These are all just crowns from her graphics that she gave me, or that I purchased actually. You can also go and search online for some free ones. I found a really fun one on Amy Lacrato's Living Lacrato. She actually created these to be cupcakes, things to go on cupcakes for Hunger Games. So I'm going to make a bracelet for my daughter. I shrunk them down so they'd fit the tiles. So if you're a big Hunger Games fan, you can make your own little Hunger Games bracelet using the Scrabble tiles. I thought that was really clever. Speaking more of Scrabble, how fun is this? This is simply a really cute idea that I found on, she was actually a guest on youcreatecrafts.com, and Color Her Hope was the blog that was guest blogging that day. And she just took 2x4s, some vinyl, and created her own game pieces. She did love. I was getting a little tired of the love, and so I created one that said games. Thought it'd be really cute in a game room. And then I just be sure to spray paint it with a little bit of clear varnish to keep that stuck to your wood so that it's not going to peel off. Another fun idea that I saw online, this was actually from Christy Welburn. It was actually just a Tumblr image, and it was one that she had a photograph and spelled out the names of her and her husband. And I just thought I'd just take it another step. I saw a pin similar to this and create this cute little, I just glued it right to the glass, stuck some scrapbook paper behind it, painted my frame to match. Super simple to create. And then how fun. I've seen a lot of pins on Pinterest using Scrabble pieces that they've created larger than life as photography props, which I thought was cute. So I thought I'd show you this really cute one from Webinator. It's actually, I'm not even going to say it. I'll link to it on my blog. But I thought that was a darling one to share. So remember, you can go recreate all types of things. Use the game boards as backdrops. I know I have a wonderful pin on how to use create a frame to store your game boards in. So be sure to check out my board called Game Boards and Pieces. And then next week, join me. We're going to show you some really fun creative ways to create clipboards.